It's an attitude, a motivation, a deep-seated spirit. It's an inner strength to keep your feet planted firmly on the ground, no matter what presses against you. It's self-confidence. It's belief. It's a way of life. It's Fezek Athletics. Shop now at www.fezekeathletics.com to get your fitness gear now. Conquer your physique.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Men of Honor podcast, brought to you by Fezek Athletics, fitness gear, and supplements. And now introducing the Men of Honor fellas.
My name is Erik, Instagram Swiss Burgundy, Providence, Rhode Island.
My name's Joe Baranski, Instagram Joseph Baranski, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Greg McCray. You can follow me on Facebook under Greg McCray Jr.
And this is Frank at Fezek Frank, also Fezek Athletics from San Diego, California, currently living in Philadelphia.
All right, I'm Javon, a.k.a. Rock, at Forever King Henry 33, from Norfolk, Virginia, currently living in Philly. What's going on, everybody? It's another episode of the Men on the Podcast, episode 3. I'm here with the fellas, Frank, Greg, and Erik Castano. How y'all doing, fellas?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
What's going on?
Another day.
Everybody out there staying safe?
Safe as possible.
Trying to, man.
No, it's hard. Go ahead, Frank. Go ahead. My bad.
I said they trying to say lockdown until June.
Yeah, here. What is it there? Is it June in Virginia?
Well, we're here with they're doing the phase 1 project stuff out here, so it depends on how we do in phase 1, and if it looks good in phase 1, then we move to phase 2. And if it moves good into phase 2, we move into phase 3. So everything after phase 3 and everything ends, we should be done and fully out of quarantine by July.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Because my mom and all of them down there, like I be keeping track of that. There wasn't as many cases as it is like up here, like down there, like last time I looked. So, and that makes sense. You guys are already starting the phase 1.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, I called it straight from, like, after the first 30 days, I was like, this ain't going to stop till minimum June.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember a couple of people was just like, it ain't going to be that long. I was like, yeah, bro. Like, but if they tell you 4 months in your house, people going to freak out. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But if they break it up in 30-day increments, you could just sit there and go, all right, just another 30 days. Okay, we getting close. We going to start entering phases and stuff. But it's just like, like they ain't going to, they don't want that thing on the spike. You know what I mean?
Because what day is this? Like day, 45, 50, something like that? It's between one of them two, right? Like, I think last time I checked, it was like, I was at like 48 or something like that.
Well
over 50 now.
I had lost track.
I don't even think it was that long.
Me and Greg talked about it before, and I told him, and I think me and him talked about it. The actual time frame just to get the vaccine out to the public, what I say, 18 months, Greg, something like that.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to be 18 to 24 months.
So you figure by the time that gets out, you still got to figure that time frame for everything to get cured. So even then, it's going to take time just for that to be out in the open for us to be cured. So you have to take that into consideration. For us to even get cured, it's going to take us a while to get that out there. So who knows how long the coronavirus is going to keep on running before we even get the cure out there. So we could be looking at a year to 18 months before we even get a cure out into the open. So you have to consider those numbers.
Yeah, I know. Well, I know the NFL gonna find a way. NFL season coming up soon. Roger Goodell ain't be like, look, now
they gonna be spraying all them with Lysol before they go out there. Like, just come get this Lysol shower.
That dude said we started on time.
But here's how the NFL has freaked everybody though. Their TV money is guaranteed. So no matter if games are played or not played, they
get their money.
Exactly. So
that's a lot different than the NBA then. Yeah, that's a lot different than the NBA.
So he just putting out the schedule to, hey, y'all need something to talk about. Here's the schedule. You know what I mean? Y'all ain't got nothing else to do. Here's the draft.
And they talk about he talk about got leaked.
Yeah, he just feeding stuff for people because he know that the public needs something. You know what I mean? So at this point, he's just like, look, y'all can have it. He never said that the season's going to start on time. He's saying, I hope. We hope we got contingency plans just like everybody else. And it's the same thing with the NBA. Like, all you can do is contingency and go, hopefully.
They might just wrap that up. They might just wrap that up. This is going to be real ugly.
I hope they do wrap it up. I got money coming in my pocket from that. So wrap it up, please. Thank you.
No, the season ain't over. That money just rolls into next year. First of all, this ain't the fantasy part of the podcast. All right, that'll be later on down the line. You know, we get everything straight.
Don't worry, Rock. You get your money back because you're gonna make the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Shit.
Everybody else's money.
We ain't gonna start on that. We're not gonna start on that. We ain't gonna start on the playoffs. So we already know.
Wait for my $200.
Yeah, we already know. Get that.
First of all, this is the last point. Nobody's getting no money until I get all the entry fees. That's all I'm saying. You can't get no money. And ain't nobody give me all the interest fees.
Goodness.
You're going to make me ride down the horse and go chitty bang bang, man. You got to get my money. I want my money in my account.
We can be on the podcast arguing about money.
Right. It's gonna be like cheaters. I'm out there with a video like, look, Greg out here going at the rock for his fantasy money.
Hey, it won't just be me. Pete will be right with me. Like,
hey, all I'm gonna say is y'all better come with something other than the mailbags. I'm telling you that right there, dog.
Look, we're gonna bring the finest federal dog spray. Money goodbye, all right? When your ass coughing and choking.
All right, so let's just jump right into it. So what was your thoughts on the recent 2 episodes of the Last Dance, episodes 5 and 6? E, since you know this is your first appearance, go ahead. You can start us off, bro.
Trash. Garbage, trash.
He is such a New York guy.
This is a New York fan guy talking. So this is excellent right now. Very excellent.
Garbage, trash, bullshit, trash. Everything is trash. This whole documentary has been trash all the way through, from episode 1 all the way up until now.
Hold on. Be honest though. Be honest.
I got nothing but displeasure about this whole entire documentary.
Oh man,
it's trash.
So you ready?
I just want to ask one question. Hey, E, how many times did you just like scream and yell and burst out in tears every time they show highlights?
Because I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna tell you like this. Look, I watched the podcast. I'm not gonna see it, and I watched the podcast. I mean, I watched the documentary only because y'all was gonna have me. Y'all wanted to have it up on the podcast to talk about. So I was like, all right, I'll watch it. I watched it. Yeah. I saw all the phones. I saw every episode from 1 up until now. Sure did. I watched every single one. Yep, I did. And I saw all the mishaps and the bullshits and all the trials and everything. Listen, you want to hear me say it on your podcast? I'll say it. Jordan's the greatest basketball player ever to play the game. You heard it here first. I'll say it all day long.
For a New York Knicks fan.
Great basketball player. Hell of a basketball player.
Okay.
and that bottom line. And this is what
But
in order for you to be the greatest basketball player of all time, you got to win championships, and he's done it.
True.
So
True.
until somebody else comes up there and knocks him off the perch to win championships, that's what you got to do.
I don't think anybody gonna do that anytime soon.
Kobe, LeBron, and Dr. J, all these other guys would have the heart. You could never get to that level. That's what you got to do. Tom Brady did it in football. Derek Jeter did it in baseball. You know, and that's how it's going to be in basketball.
But Jordan's in a different class though. Of all of them.
Whatever. I'm just saying the GOAT in basketball is Jordan. And I hate to say that, but that is truth and that is fact.
You gonna be banned from New York for saying that, bro?
No, but everybody in New York will
yeah.
That is basketball fact. Basketball.
But I just want to say one thing, not to cut you off, E.
Yeah.
I just want to say, like, but you got to remember, like, because you included Dr. J in that. Dr. J's prime years were spent in the NBA, the ABA, not in the NBA. So like you don't know what he would have done if he was actually in the NBA. So
you think he would have? You think he would have did what Mike did?
I don't know if he would have did because I don't know what team he would have went to. You know what I'm saying?
And look, you can look at it. That's a different argument
too. The ABA Nets, he got bought in. And
no.
Money, he got the Sixers traded cash for him.
Because he would have came in. What year he would have came in? What year he would have came in though? Like would it be? They were like
75, right? Like 73, 74, 75,
like early 70s, late 60s.
Yeah,
I want to say 75.
Yeah, I thought it was 75. I think it was like 75.
So it would have been what? He would have been running into what? Boston or Lakers?
But at that time, it'd have been Boston. It still was Boston and LA because I think like Wilt and all them was Wilt still in the league then?
Yeah, I think he was. I think. He's still in the league.
I don't know, and I don't care. But my point is simple. He's that, and every Knicks fan will sit here and will testify. We do not like Jordan. I heard Patrick Ewing on the damn Patrick show the other day said it too. He ain't watched the damn documentary either. He said he listened to that shit. He never been here watching that bullshit. Nobody don't got love for Jordan. We don't got love for Jordan. And I don't got no love for Reggie Miller either. And I'll say that too.
Yeah.
But Jordan, the documentary itself so far, other than the fact that it's entertaining to watch and see the rise and the fall of the team. This particular portion of the episodes, I have my differences about it, but I will at least he was honest enough to say we gave him a hell of a run, and that's the only thing I can say about it. That's all I can say about it. That's the only good thing I can say about it. Yeah, he whooped our ass, and he did talk shit to Patrick Ewing in the locker room. He said, "I had to go back to 1984 to whip y'all ass." When he took them damn sneakers off, he was like, "I got these 84s out." And that's when he beat us up with it, and that's all good. But
I thought 5 and 6 was excellent. I mean, they hit on two key points. 5 was Michael Jordan's last All-Star game and enjoying that, with all the fellas that he was playing with in the NBA for so long, and then episodes. Well, and some in the locker room, talking back and stuff like that. And then episode 6 was dealing with, more of the gambling issues. So how he approached that as well during the playoffs. So I thought it was excellent. I thought he did an excellent job hitting those 2 points on those 2 episodes.
Greg?
I agree with Frank on that. The other part of that I took away from it was just the totality of what the toll of fame took on of the standard he had to carry. You know what I mean? Like the trying to be perfect. Yeah. Or like being forced to be perfect, not being able to make that mistake or not being able to take that loss. Like it weighed on him. And to the point where he was just like, yo, I'm fatigued out of this. I gotta check out. So like everybody wants that bright light, you know what I mean? But it shines bright for a reason, Like only certain people can handle it.
I will say this. What since I've been watching it, from the time he joined the league from his rookie year, we're talking from the time he came out of North Carolina up until now, you can actually see it in his face, in his demeanor, in his walk, in his swag, where he slowly started to develop this swag, this obnoxious way about him. And it's not
What you mean? What you mean? He been like that. But he been like that since college. He been like that since college.
Hold on. Let me finish.
Let me make my point. I'm
Go
not
ahead.
saying it in a bad way. I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm saying it in the point where you can kind of see it develop in his own in the way he was growing. Like the stardom was coming to him, and he slowly started taking in his role into it. It got bigger than he wanted it to be. The media made him bigger than what he wanted it to be. When I saw the part where he was saying, and we're probably moving ahead a little bit, but when I saw the part where he was going to sign with Nike, and he didn't want to sign with Nike, I was like, what? But then you went into detail with that. That was a whole other story. But then but you see the reality was, I don't want to be with this group.
Yeah.
And the media made him to be a whole lot of different things. And
we'll get into that. But remember, Nike was a track shoe, and Adidas or Converse, and Adidas was the whole thing.
The basketball shoe. Yeah.
So
Now we'll get into it.
We'll get into it. But that was a whole different.
My point with saying all that was just to say, like, you can just see the differences in every episode I've watched. Him notice him be a different person and the difference of like what the media had made him to be and the way he took it.
See, that's the thing.
It got to a point where it got out of control and he just couldn't deal with it no more. And that's kind of what Greg said. You can only take but so much, and you got to get away from it. I.e. Atlantic City when he dipped off.
Well,
I went off to Atlantic City and he was like, "Fuck it, I'm out. I'm gonna go out here and do what I gotta do and gamble." So I feel like the gambling was a way for him to kind of break off from reality for a little bit. And I'm just gamble.
That was a peace of mind.
It was. I think Noah. Not gonna say Noah MJ, but being a competitor and you've been winning. You won 3 chips. You come back. You lose in the first round, then you come back. When you come back that following season, a full season, you're like on another verge of winning a 3-peat. So at your last season, you're like, dang, like there's no challenge. You know what I mean? So you don't have any challenge. You're playing the Knicks. You lose the first game, like, oh, all right. Lose the second game. Now you're down 2-0. So I think he used that, that getting away to think about the whole process. Like, look, all right, I'm down 2-0. They don't think I'm gonna come back. Use that as motivation. Came back and beat them. With no problem.
Well, see that I mean, we'll get into that, but that was more so. That was in '93. That was the first 3-peat, and that's after that. That's after that book had came out. So that's really what. Yeah, that's what really set him off a little bit. So let's move on. That was some good thoughts, fellas. Now they went right to the '98 All-Star game. And what was crazy was how Mike was in there talking about Kobe. He called him the little Laker boy. Like what was your thoughts on that? Them showing the inside of the All-Star locker room with MJ. Greg?
I would say it was just listen to the convo.
Yeah.
He was just like really, I don't want to say put off by it, but he was just kind of just like, you could just tell like how much he really liked playing like basketball, like, all right, pass, cut, move, get an open shot. Like, it was more like he wanted to see Kobe do more, be a better player. And that's what I don't think he was saying it from a point of.
Oh no! It came. It sounded like it came from aberration. Like he could see, like, yo, that motherfucker going.
Yeah, like and like you said, he's like he gonna bring the game to you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. He ain't waiting for it to come to him. He gonna go after it. And I mean, I just took from like he could see something that was there. He wanted to see more though. Like, you know what I mean. Like, don't just stop with scoring. Do everything. Yeah, you know what I mean? Both sides of the floor, rebound, pass, help everybody get better.
Play deep. Frank?
Like
hold on, no, Frank, I'll let you go last since I know he talking about Kobe, and we all know. He go ahead, he take that with you.
A little bit of arrogance.
Oh my goodness, here he go.
What?
I don't see like you. Everybody keep talking about arrogance.
Let him finish.
Arrogance.
Let him finish, Frank.
If you're God and great, what do you mean?
I'm being arrogant.
All right. Go ahead.
He's arrogant. But that's all right. But like Greg said, he was giving them his dap. He was doing what he was saying. Kobe was on this being young boy that he was coming up in the league.
19 at that time too.
19 at that time, young boy coming up in the league, and Jordan was the GOAT, and he was letting everybody know, okay, this is a new guy we got to watch out. This could be a new deputy coming into the game. He ain't the sheriff, but he's a new dep that might be coming in the game, and we gotta watch out for him. We ain't gotta watch out for him yet because I'm still here basically, but he definitely could be somebody that he's a force to be reckoned with. And I respected that. I could understand how that was portrayed. And yeah, it was a bit arrogant and a little bit cocky on Jordan's part, but that's Jordan. That's how he was. That's how I see him. He was just a cocky, arrogant fuck. And that's just the way he is. That's all right.
I mean, real quick, Frank. Let me just. What I like seeing was how, like, during the game, right? Like, and Kobe was asking them questions and things like that. And they had already probably played once before that during the regular season. Just seeing him to me, it came off like he was talking about Kobe. He talked about like he was a little brother. You know what I'm saying? Like I really want to take this guy underneath my wing, which was cool. How he told him just call me if you need it. If you have any questions, just call me. I don't. They didn't get into it, but I it's hard to believe that Mike would have done that to other people, to other players. Everybody else wanted to take their head off.
I wish they would have did a little bit more in depth with that. I wish they would have went a little further and seen how that relationship grew. That's probably the only thing.
I agree with you.
The only downside I feel about that is I wish they would have went into a little bit more and kind of see how that relationship blossomed a little bit more. Even though, as much as he is the person I dislike the most, but I always feel like you can always learn something from it. But,
it was good seeing Kobe too, talk about and the passion that he had talking about. Go ahead, Frank. Go ahead, finish it off, Frank.
I'm going to finish it off.
Go ahead,
so it's my
ladies and gentlemen, set the tone up, Frank. Kobe Bryant's #1 fan right here. Go ahead, Frank. Go ahead.
All right. So my whole thing when Mike was in the locker room talking about Kobe was pretty much MJ talking to his younger self. Because remember when Mike first came in the league, Mike came in on a killer vengeance on everything. You know what I mean? He never came in passing the ball, cutting, or anything like that. Coach gave him the ball. He was gone. He come down the court, he was shooting, he was doing all that. So I think that was pretty much him talking to his younger self, like, hey man, rebound, pass, cut, do this. Your game will come a lot easier than what it did for me. Yeah. And I think that's what it was during. I think he was actually talking to his younger self. Because remember, Cole sat out for 2 years. He really didn't get any playing time. So that third year, he's watching AI, Ray Allen, all these other young guys that's getting drafted in his class, killing the league, and he's sitting on the bench because he's behind all these great, starters, for the Lakers. So I think that was an excellent and a super job that they did. Catching Mike talking about Cole and showing how their relationship grew. And to get to touch on E, they really couldn't show it because it was more of, I guess, conversation and private meetups during that time. And it was probably after actually Cole probably
after MJ retired.
It probably well, I don't even think it was that next year. I think it was a little later down the road because after 98, Cole was still on his little thing. I think it was probably after 2 seasons, he probably gave him a call. I'm thinking,
So 2000, they first chip.
Yeah,
So
I'm thinking, like to really say, to really learn the game. Because I think at those times, Kobe was just, I'm just coming out, showing what I could do, and not really learning the game. He said after that first trip, he kind of started trying to figure out how to win outside of that. And I think that's how that relationship grew. Probably a couple years later when he started calling MJ and asking him certain things on the game, and and learn a lot from him. Because by him doing that, throughout the season, the game started coming easier to him. So I think they did a super job, on that locker room talk during the '98 All-Star game.
Okay. All right. Now, earlier you guys had touched on the Nike. MJ not wanting to, meet with Nike. Frank, you were saying that Nike at that time was a track shoe. And Adidas and Converse was the
the main
shoe. Basketball shoe at that time.
And that's what Mike said. Mike was like, he wanted to go with Adidas because that was the brand he liked, and it was outside of Converse. So anybody that's gonna sign with Nike and they never had a basketball guy, it's gonna be like, especially at those times, you're like, do I want to be the first guy to try it? It's like trying for New Balance. Do I want to be the first basketball player to New Balance? Yeah, he took that risk. So I don't think anything wrong with not going with Nike because he didn't feel comfortable. Especially being a young kid as well, being in the NBA.
Well, it's like it's hard to believe that now, right? Like we're almost what 30, like 20, 30 years from then. Like it's hard to imagine, him not wanting to meet with Nike, which is one of the powerhouses right now.
Yeah.
E, what's your thoughts on that, E?
Well,
besides
Erik, I'm the oldest of all of us here, so I can tell you when I first seen this, when I first seen this happen, I seen the Nike Air Jordan sneaker came out. I didn't know anything about the Jordan sneaker when it first came out. So all I know was there was a bunch of people walking around the streets with black and red sneakers. Now, mind you, when Jordan signed with Nike, I didn't know anything about it and I didn't know how much he even made about the contract that he made, which I thought that was great reporting about his agent. Shout out to the agent.
Yeah, David Falk.
Shout out to the agent.
Yep. Yeah, David Falk. Yeah,
his agent is a freaking.
He knew exactly what to do. He called his mom and his dad.
Yeah. $250,000 contract for a shoe signing, and he was 19 years old. That's
and he gave him the name Air Jordan.
Yeah. And so I think he set the tone, like one they were saying, he set the tone up for basically the where we are today with sneakers in the urban apparel and the whole industry right now with sneakers. So Jordan really became the household name for urban attire for the city, for cultural everything. That's probably. Now, I never owned a pair of my Air Jordan ever, zero, never.
And that's one of the questions I was going to ask. Like, do you guys remember it? But we'll get to that after your point.
Never known those sneakers, but I can tell you that when these sneakers came out and they really dropped, when I first started playing basketball, I didn't have those. I played with Nikes, but the Converse that you're talking about, the Magic Johnsons and the Larry Bird versions and the Isaiah Thomas ones, the ones they showed, those were the ones that were a popular sneaker back then.
I can't even imagine playing in them things.
And then they had Brooks that were out there playing sneakers. There was a good basketball sneaker back then. You had Atomic sneakers that were out there, basketball sneakers.
All right, man.
I know, right?
I'm talking about actual basketball sneakers.
I don't even know what shoes I had on.
All right, Greg. What's your thought, Greg?
I'm giving you the word, man. Y'all don't understand.
All right, Greg. What's your thought, Greg?
You got to add the Jordan jeans too.
My mom had them jeans.
My thoughts on it was getting the insight on the marketing David Falk did with him.
Yeah.
About how he marketed him more like a tennis player.
Yeah.
Versus marketing him like
a team
part of the NBA,
as a part of the team,
like everybody else.
Yeah.
And
excellent.
For like Jordan changed the game, but so did his agent. Because the business side of it was like now you see like everybody got a shoe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody's trying to like people signing shoe deals with shoemakers from China. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So everybody's getting a shoe.
Yeah.
And it's just went like I don't think anybody saw it going that far.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you get a pair of sneakers right now, a resale pair of Jordans right now, it's like $600, $700 for a pair of sneakers.
Well, depending on how exclusive they are, I seen some for like $3,000.
Oh yeah,
$4,000.
But this is my thing. Like it's sort of like what he did for Nike was like provide like legitimacy. You know what I mean? So it's like when Under Armour got like Steph Curry signed, and all of a sudden like now they didn't blow up like Jordan's did, but they sales increased. You know what I mean? Because he had a name, so it provided some sort of legitimate like, yo, we got our own star. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing like as Rock mentioned, I think with New Balance when they signed Kawhi, it provides some legitimate like, hey, we got a MVP,
we got a face,
MVP.
We got a face.
You could build off of that, you know. So I think it just provides more competition in the marketplace for shoes, which hopefully would bring the shoe prices down.
And then real quick, Frank, you know, them saying that Nike was like, well, you know, if we make like $3-4 million in like 4 years, that's a good investment.
Yeah.
And then they turn around and make $126 million the first year.
Yeah.
The first year.
Yeah.
But
the first year.
But this is why they made so much money. Remember, the NBA banned his shoe.
Yeah. Because it was a certain colorway. Yep.
And that was free publicity. Because you basically telling everybody that's the age of like, you know what I mean, rap, metal, like people to rebel, like, oh, y'all, the establishment don't like this.
That's a good
we
point,
going out again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We on
the 80s. And we're talking about the 80s. So
that's what boosted sales up.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
You know,
but telling everybody like, nah, we don't want this in our league. Everybody's like, yo, if the league don't want it, we gotta have it. It must be for a reason.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You want to add on to that, Frank?
I mean, I hit all the key points, you know, on that, and I added a little bit on there as well too. So, you know, MJ and his agent, they did a terrific job on their game plan of choosing Nike, you know, and marketing him as a tennis player. Because remember, those tennis players, they were getting for a match, you know, millions of dollars, you know. So that was an excellent job that they did.
Now, real quick, do y'all remember your first pair of Jordans you ever had? Greg, I know you a Jordan guy, so I know you had some.
Actually, I had.
You had a couple of them, didn't you?
When we was playing. That's what Greg was playing in. Like he was playing in J.
That was Dink. That wasn't me. I used to play on like offset Jordan brand. Like
the
I would
man.
get like I would get
jump man.
I don't want to say offset, but like I would get the
mellows.
Okay.
Or I would get the.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
I would get the Pippin.
Yeah, I remember that.
I did like the mellows. The Mellow 2 Johns are still my favorite. If I ever catch them back out, I'll probably cop. Right,
but do you remember your first pair? What was your first pair? Do you remember?
Like legit Jordans?
Yeah.
Probably. What's the ones with the patent leathers?
The 11s.
The
11s.
The 11?
Yeah.
It was probably the 11s.
So you had the Concords, you had the white and black with the black patent leather? The white with the black patent leather?
I had all black navy blue.
Okay.
So it was like navy blue Jumpman, all black side and all black what's the name?
Okay. Frank?
I had the Spaceman Jones, the Bugs Bunny, the all black ones.
Space Jam Jones?
Yeah. My uncle got me a pair. That was the only pair I had. That's it.
Yeah. Now my first pair was like you, Greg, the 11s. Like when I was in high school, I was a freshman that year. That's what. No, it's freshman, sophomore, but that's the team shoes. We had the black and white Jones, and then we had the all white with the North Carolina blue on the Jones.
Yeah, I was getting money.
For real,
right?
I'm like, that's an expensive team.
But this team I was on, this was in Grant. It was in Missouri. They was like the number one team in the state. You know what I'm saying? So they, so they had like, they had boosters and stuff like that.
Right.
But my favorite pair is the 13. That's my favorite pair, the 13s.
The 13s.
Which one of the 13s?
The 13s, shoot, I gotta send you guys a picture of them Jones. Those are his last ones, the ones he wore. Remember they were showing them lacing them up? The white and black. Oh yeah. But I had the black and blue Jones. Those were my favorite. Them Jones was light. Those are light. That's why I didn't like Jordans too much playing them. They was heavy, but those was probably the lightest pair that he had, I believe. We know your favorite pair was probably the Ewans, so we ain't gotta get into
it. You took the words out of my mouth. I got the Patrick Ewans Adidas. You damn right, I sure did.
You had the white and orange and blue ones, right?
You damn right. I got them shits.
Ewing was tough though. Ewing was tough though. A lot of boys don't give Ewing credit. He was tough though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Look, you know what? Time out.
Oh shit. Here we go. All right, you make it real quick.
I do got a pair of Jordans sitting in my closet right now. They're the Jordan 45. That's what they are. They says it right here. Jordan 45. That's what it says on my box right here. I'm looking at
45. I ain't never heard of them, but you get.
That's what it says.
What bootleg Korean store you get them from?
It says Jordan Flight 45.
That's when he was 45 years old.
That's what it says.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know which one.
I have no idea what they look like.
All right, E. Since we still on the Jays, like, what was your thoughts on how do you feel about MJ playing in the Jordan ones in '98 against the Knicks in Madison Square Garden and beating the shit out of them?
That was regular season, right?
Yeah.
So he went off and he dropped 45, 41.
Yeah.
Was it 48?
It was damn near 50, I believe.
It was 41, I think it was 41.
Yeah. I mean, it was over 40.
Whatever. Point is, man, the dude is when you can do that with a shoe that's small and your feet are bleeding, whatever. Like I ain't got much to say.
He got so much hate.
So here's a question. So if you know your feet are bleeding at halftime and you come back out and you whip our ass, what would have happened if you actually wore a shoe that actually fit?
He probably had like 80 on y'all.
He probably would have dropped 80. That's exactly my point.
He really did.
He did y'all a favor.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So, again, when you can play like that at the level like that and your feet are bleeding by halftime and you come out and you still play at the level that he was playing, that just goes to show you the kind of basketball player that he was. Just basketball greatness.
I got a question. I got a question for you. Why do everybody always get like their best night in Madison Square Garden?
Because it's the Mecca.
The Mecca.
It's the Mecca.
Sorry, Grant. Wells Fargo is not the Mecca. Wells Fargo is not the Mecca.
No. I'm not saying it for that reason. I'm saying it's a lot of other cities that produce elite talent.
Cali's one of them.
The New York. So
we talking about the arena. We not talking about like the state. Yeah, we talking about just the arena.
I just think the net.
You can talk about whatever you want, man. I'm just saying, man. When people say that, I just kind of go, bro. If you look at the Philadelphia, Chicago, Detroit, The pros that they send to the league.
Who got the most pros?
Better night in, night out.
Who got the most pros?
It's not
Virginia.
It's not quantity.
No, Virginia ain't got nobody.
It's not.
Whoa!
Quantity, it's quality.
Who y'all got?
Oh, here we go. We gonna hear about Alabama for the next 30 minutes. Oh Lord.
West Virginia don't count. West Virginia don't count.
Virginia, not West Virginia, motherfucker. I said no damn West Virginia.
Jay Will don't count.
Hey Frank, he gonna try to take Jerry West. He's like, no,
he was the West Point. He was the West Point.
He was on the border.
Nah, man, that's almost.
All right, what? You got any thoughts on that, Greg? When playing in the ones? All right, Frank.
It's New York.
Yeah,
man.
And
they're gonna get dusted.
And he, like MJ said, that was the first shoe he played in when he played against the Knicks. So for him to go out that way to play in, in that shoe, the shoe that he came in with was, it was the right thing to do on his point.
Yeah,
that's something I would have did. We gonna get into that a little later on. I want to ask you a question about that too.
All right, now real quick, because they kind of moved into it with the '92 team real quick. Do you think that was the best Bulls team out of all of the championship teams?
92. That was the second repeat, right?
Yeah, that was the second championship of the first three-peat against Portland.
No, I think that Bulls team. That 72 and 10.
I was getting ready to say the 72 team, the one that had the most wins, is the one that was the best.
Yeah, that team was that they were playing around with Bulls. To lose 10 games.
Who was on that team?
Rodman, Pippen, Kukoc, Curb, Jordan.
Yeah, that's the best team in my opinion. Even though I never followed them, they're probably the best team.
He sound like a man.
But the crazy thing is, I think that first was at 91. Like they went the Eastern Conference Finals. They ran through Detroit, went to the finals, and ran through LA. That was crazy.
But hold
LA
on,
was old.
Let me just say this, as
still,
still. Let me just play devil's advocate on this one. Because if you look at the second championship team, they still had a harder NBA to play in.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Like the teams are still tougher. The teams you still had teams that have remnants of
great players,
championship teams. So they was going at them harder and everything. The Bulls is like physically they wasn't going to be able to do a 10 loss. Like teams they weren't going to let them go only have 10 losses.
Yeah, but remember the teams back then. They a lot of teams had 1-2 punches.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like if your 1-2 punch wasn't better than Mike and Pippen, you wasn't call it a wrap.
But not just that, they just came off the Dream Team too.
Yeah.
So energy wise, like they played, won a championship, went into the Dream Team, played and won another championship.
Mm-hmm.
Just legs alone, they weren't going to be able to do a 10-win season.
Yeah.
Now, if you take away that whole Dream Team summer and they came in straight, we don't know.
Yeah.
We really don't. So did you make the argument? I think you could make an argument.
Yeah, you could.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that's 72 or 73. Was it 72?
72. Yeah. No, 70.
Yeah.
Yeah, 72 and 10. Because Golden State won 73,
I
think.
Team, yeah, that 72 team, they were just running through people. Like, you already knew they had the chip. Like, it was no question.
Yeah, but that's a Jordan with a year off, year and a half off.
The team, but I'm saying that team was crazy though. That team was like, you got to remember they had mystery. Right, but you look at that. You look at 90.
Was just on the same.
You look at 92. You look at 92, right? And then you look at that 72 team when, like Pippen and Kukoc alone is already a mismatch against that 92 team.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
How?
I don't know about that.
Horace Grant is coming away,
bro. Like I'm not gonna sit here.
Right.
And
but he's
Horace averaged a double.
Right, but he's going.
He's
going up against Dennis Rodman, who's guarding Kukoc.
Against Dennis Rodman in Detroit, bro. He ain't scared of Dennis Rodman.
No, I'm not saying it. No, I'm not. I didn't say that. So, I'm just saying Horace Grant.
No, I know you're not, but I'm just saying like he's aware of who Dennis Rodman is.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. He's taking away
defensive player of the year in Detroit.
Right, he's taking away. So he's taking away
Rodman.
Dennis Rodman. I'm saying they guard each other, and then who's guarding Kukoc?
Well, I mean Pippen or whoever. Pippen? Who was Pippen's backup on the wing?
Without Pippen, because Pippen's still in 73. You got to say somebody else.
But Michael and Pippen gonna guard each other, so they cancel each other out.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Who's guarding Kukoc? That's what I'm saying. It's gonna come to a mismatch because we're adding Kukoc in there. Remember, Pippen and Kukoc, they were mostly running 4 through the 1. Yeah. So they're both bringing the ball up. But I'm saying that's going to be the mismatch problem. That's where it's going to break down. That's where who's gonna guard him?
I don't know. I think Grant, because Grant could move like people.
Right, I'm not saying that, but I'm not. That's what I'm not saying. They cancel out. Who's guarding Kukoc? Paxson? He started.
Or BJ.
Because Paxson would be guarding Ron Harper. You can't put Paxson.
So you got BJ.
BJ. Paxson, hold up. The first year Paxson started. The second year, the 92 team, BJ was starting. So BJ will be guarding Ron Harper. Whoever that other guard was, BJ would be guarding.
But that's what I'm saying. It's going to be a mismatch because
I can't think of who else came in on that team. I can't think of.
But Kukoc.
No, he came off the bench.
He started sometimes.
Only when Pip.
So Pip was hurt. So they had Rodman. I mean, they had Ron Harper,
Jordan.
Yeah, Ron Harper and Jordan, Pippen, Rodman, and
Longley.
Longley, right? Longley. And then
had BJ, Mike.
He had BJ,
Pippen, Horace Grant, and Cartwright.
Bill Cartwright.
Okay.
Either one of those teams outside of Pippen and Jordan
it's up in the air.
Like I said, like to me, if you give that 92 team a break off that first championship, you don't know how
that 92 team was tough, bro. Like they was tough.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
they was tough. Like, and then you go into the finals with MJ versus Clyde, like, and you see how MJ he took it like he was like Clyde was a threat, but and
the crazy thing was like Portland had the statue players to play with them, but it was just they couldn't. Nah. They wasn't on that level. Like, but you got hold on. Now see now you had Porter Garden. I guess BJ or whoever the point guard was. You know what I mean? Porter wasn't no.
Right,
like that's not no. You know what I mean?
But I'll give you that.
Right, we know
Duckworth and Cartwright.
Right.
But once you
get to Mike, that's what I'm saying. Once you get to like Mike, which is and Clyde Drexler's not trash, so you can't sit there and say
not at all. Not at all.
No.
Right. So you just say
Drexler.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. So you can't. You know what I mean? Do you really cancel that out? You just like you guard Mike. That's just you're not gonna win. You're not gonna win that battle. You know what I mean? So only mismatch was probably really Pippen.
Jerome Kersey was.
That's what I'm saying.
Kersey and Pip win that. And Pip was he wasn't. It was.
I don't know who was the third. Oh, because Cliff Robinson didn't start. So I don't know who was the third man.
It was Buck was the 4, and Kersey was the 3.
Yeah.
So he cancels out too because Kersey was tough.
Yeah, but he wasn't gonna be able to move out on that 3 with, you know what I mean? Because then he didn't later he moved to a center.
No.
Kersey? No. That was Cliff Robinson.
Oh, okay.
I mean, what it came down to was, like I said, MJ and Clyde. Whoever got the better of that matchup was gonna win the series, and MJ destroyed that boy. Like Clyde wasn't. Clyde ain't trash, but MJ just showed like.
That's what I'm saying. But like that Portland team was good too. They just didn't have MJ.
Should we even ask you, E, what you thought on that? Did you watch basketball back then, E?
That's a whole nother story, Frank. They could have had.
Yeah, I know, right? That's why I think, Greg, I think you missed that the first show. Me and Rock was talking about that. We were saying, what if MJ would have went to Portland? You know?
Yeah.
Wouldn't MJ and Clyde be the best duo ever?
By far.
They would have run rough.
Yeah.
Instead they went.
They really would have
picked
run
Sam
rough.
Bowie.
I think they would want to chip their first year because the way their team was built.
What just
I wouldn't have said that. But
they were missing a two guard.
No,
they still had
not in '84. You still had Magic and Bird and all them, and Kareem. I ain't going that far.
No, that's all they were missing though.
Would have had a better team. I think he would have got a championship quicker. He would have got a championship quicker. But
you gonna see the first year?
He wouldn't.
He probably would have won it like '88 or something like that.
Because you got to look at Magic's first championship in that 79. Like Kareem was in his prime, coming off his prime.
Right, but he would have got to the Western Finals.
He got to the finals. I think they would have got to the finals against the Lakers. Yeah, but I don't see him like just beating the Lakers like that. Yeah, nah.
I can see they probably could have.
What's your thoughts? E, go ahead, chime in there. Jump in.
Great pick by Portland.
Great. They say great pick. Great pick by Portland. Yeah. Oh my God.
That's where he wanted him to go. Because he would. He thinks his team would have made it to the finals.
Bowie was a great pick.
Bowie ain't play one game.
Trash.
I think that's
all that was.
Great pick by Portland, and
wow.
The rest
I came with this boy, man.
Next topic. Let's move on.
He's so hurt.
Angry man. Next subject. Next topic.
All right. So now they move into the '92 Dream Team. And of course, they brought up, Isaiah not being on that team, right? But first of all, do you think Isaiah should have been on the team? And second, do you think Mike say he didn't say anything about it? Do you think it was more of like the other teammates? We know how Pip felt about him and stuff like that. But
even Magic said, didn't Magic say
it was a couple other people up there, like
right.
So but first of all, should Isaiah have been on the team? I say yes. Like he definitely John Stockton is good, but he shouldn't have been on the team that year.
Why does everybody want to pick basketball? Like, can you pick?
But you remember the rule. That was the rule. You had to have one college player. You had to have one player coming out of college.
No. They made that.
No. That was the rule. You had to have even the '96 team had a college player. Greg, you had to have a college player.
Hold on. But listen to me. The U.S. Olympic Committee made that rule. It's not a real rule. It wasn't a FIBA rule. It was an international basketball rule. They just made that rule, bro. Like, they could have changed it at any time they felt like. They just decided, like, hey, let's put Christian on here.
But Christian had to be out there, so he wasn't going. Who else would you kick off?
You could take off Mullen.
Yeah, easily.
Easily.
You could have took off Mullen.
Easily. Mullen would have been out of there. Isaiah would have came in.
You telling me John Stockton ain't a greater player than Chris Mullen?
Hands down, Stockton.
Mullen was tough. Mullen was tough. I'm not.
Not as good as Stockton.
So okay. So if you taking off a point guard, you put another point guard on. So what other point guard you taking off? Magic? Who are you taking off? You taking off Stockton.
You keep everybody on. You keep everybody on there.
But you're not going to take off a small forward for a point guard. You're going to take off a point guard.
First of all, they didn't need Isaiah on that team. So
but that's not the question, though. They could have just sent. They could have sent the Bulls over there, and the Bulls would have won by 30. The question is like.
Let me just say this. The problem is like Isaiah didn't want to deal with the stuff that he created.
Yeah.
He created the
I understand that.
He didn't want to
I understand that.
I love that.
But like he made it personal with guys on the court. So the whole thing about the team, like they said, and like everybody said, it's camaraderie. We're gonna have to be in another country, competing against other countries for our country.
Yeah.
You didn't want no bad vibes.
I mean, I get that, but do you think he was good enough to play?
The thing was talent.
Yeah, we all know that.
Yeah,
we all know that.
So
yeah.
who do you take off then? Stockton.
But it's not. but this is my thing though, right?
I would have took off Bird. Bird was done.
Nah, you could take him off. He was the face.
He didn't play.
That's all right.
He didn't play.
He still was a face.
You're crazy. You don't take Bird off.
He barely played.
He still was the face. He
barely played.
He
barely
earned
played.
the right to be on it. He was the face, bro. Nah, he was the face.
He barely played. He barely played.
Nah, you wrong for that one, bro. Nah, nobody agree with you on that one, bro.
Not one.
Like that's Larry Bird, bro. Like stop
Larry
that.
Legend. You don't keep
He barely played.
Like stop playing.
Since you guys can't agree on who to kick off, everybody had playing time except Bird. Here you go.
I said Mullen.
Ain't kicking off Mullen.
I said Mullen.
Stockton ain't earned that yet at that time. That was 92. We ain't talking about 98.
Whoa.
We ain't talking about 98. We ain't talking about 98.
Wow.
At that time. Hold on, no. Real quick. At that time, when you would name off the top point guards in the league, you would say Magic and Isaiah. Stockton wasn't there. In 92. We're not talking about 97, 98. We talking about in 92. Magic and Isaiah.
The third best point guard. If you hold up, if you named and said that it was Magic Isaiah, who was you naming as third best point guard? Who was you
I'm about to tell you. Mark Jackson.
Are you about to research?
Mark Jackson.
No
way. Yo.
That's stupid.
Oh man. All right. All right, let's move forward. All right, I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired of the Isaiah talk. Like I think Isaiah got enough, talking in these dots.
He got way
He put himself in that situation.
Yeah, but I mean, I hope they don't talk about Isaiah no more for the remaining two.
No, I think now they get into probably after all that now. So I don't think he's really in that.
I love those Detroit Pistons.
No, they was tough. Like they was tough. I'm not, but
I'm not watching no Detroit Piston game.
But from back then,
they showed you that Jordan.
For real.
They showed you that Jordan was not all that, and he needed to hit the weight room.
But yo, Frank, you know why
I'm
saying that? It's because that's how his 90s Knicks was built. Right. And so like he was like a kindred spirit. Can't play ball, muck it up.
Step into the lane, you're getting clothesline.
All right. So then now in the Olympics, I mean, we all seen the Dream Team doc. So we seen that practice everybody was talking about with MJ and Magic going at it. And Mike talked about that. Like he talked about like that's one of the things that he gathered from the 92 Olympics. It wasn't like playing in the games, it was the practices. Right. So when they touched on that again, that infamous, practice between him and Magic going at it, what y'all think about that? Like, let's get you out the way.
I mean that was a given. I mean everybody knew at that point. All the players that were playing in that game knew what was going to happen. It was going to be between Magic and Jordan, and of course, like they said, Magic Johnson was a big shit talker, and so was
Charles.
So mind you, Charles Barkley. But I mean, at that point, it was clear. Jordan had been at the top of his game. He was kicking ass and taking names later, and at that point, it was clear as day that he was coming in there to prove a point. I'm gonna take over. Y'all gonna sit there. I'm gonna be the king of the game, and y'all time is over. And that's basically what he did. And that's basically what it was. Magic, you're done. Bird, you're washed up. Charles Barkley, all y'all can have a seat because I'm about to take over. And basically 6 championships later, here we are. So and that's how it is. When you go in there, you have the mentality that he had and the way that he was brought up in playing basketball. Well, guess what? Did anybody stop him?
Yeah. It was funny. Magic did some shit I would have did. Threw the ball up into the top of the goddamn.
Yeah,
I thought
it was more. I thought it was more of Bird and Magic testing Mike.
Well, not so much. Not so much. Not so much. Bird. Bird already said like, nah, that motherfucker.
Yeah, but I think Magic was like, let me test this boy out, see how great he is with among other great players, and see how he'd be able to, take over a game, and I think once Magic saw that, he was just like, like we said, Magic and Bird was just like, he got it.
It's a new surfing town.
It's in good hands. Yeah, NBA is in the good hands, and I think that's how NBA is always been carried. It's always been carried on individuals. All right, you know what? We're in good hands. We can lay it off to this person. We can lay it off to this person.
Hold on, but do you think that was because of the practice or because of that big ass billboard they had when they went over to Barcelona?
Yeah, that helped.
Yeah,
that's the man right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you got to figure. Yeah, they're all NBA. All stars. So when you go into a whole other country and you see Mike, and you're like, all right, like me too. So I know the players going to feel some type of way, but they didn't. I guess it wasn't like to the point where it's different when you're in a regular season and you only seeing Mike, here and there, instead of being with them and then like, damn, like this boy is like
with him,
practice too. Like, all right, like this is why he is the way he is. There's two different seasons. There's a season there and a season in Europe. There's two different things, and when they're actually witnessing it, it's like, yeah, you know what? It is Mike. Like, and nothing we can do.
Or jump in there, Greg.
I would say like that the practice was great to watch. You know what I mean? Like you just watch it. It's the fire, the competitiveness, the like you said, tossing the ball in the sand, and him telling them like, "Yo, we gonna blow you out unless you turn to Eric Jordan," and then Jordan is going crazy and like scoring the next like what do you say like the next 8 points and they down 3 now. Like that just
it's like competitive.
He flipped the switch. Yeah, he flipped the switch. It was just like, okay, I got you. And them just seeing that and going, nah, he got it. And it wasn't just Magic and Bird that said he got it. Like, I think the only person that actually thought that he was on Jordan's level.
Bird was telling them, they don't give him credit.
Everybody else outside of that, was cool to sit there and go, hey, Jordan got it. Like, you know what I mean? The only one person, and it took Barkley to the next finals to realize, all right, he got it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he basically,
I mean, Barkley led that team, the Olympic team in scoring. He was balling.
Coming off the bench. Coming off the bench. Because he can run the floor.
And, they touched on how Krause was, like, drooling over Kukoc. And they drafted him. Like, what's y'all thoughts on Scotty and Mike going to Kukoc that first game and holding him to like 4 points?
I felt sorry for Kukoc because he had no clue what was going on.
That shit pissed me off.
He's like, yo, what happened? He was like, yo, what happened?
Man, that shit pissed me off.
Yo.
That whole segment made me mad.
How did that piss you off?
How'd that piss you off?
Because of what Jerry Krause said, and but you know what? Shout out to Kukoc because the next game after that he came back and he balled out.
Yeah, 16 points.
Doesn't matter. He got the respect.
He did. He did earn their respect. He did earn their respect.
That's what
but we talk. But let's stick to them holding him to 4 points, man. Like he was just like, yo, like every time I look.
No, see, I agree. Come
on, man. You got the two best players on the team.
I agree with what you just said. Like you got to remember that's his first look at NBA competition, bro. Like that, and then it need you the focal point of the whole team. And then
Jordan
two of
and
the best
Pippen.
athletes
Really?
in the world, not just.
But that's Krause's fault, though. But that's Krause's fault because
you're right. I mean,
Greg. Yeah, you're right, Greg.
He got blind.
Greg, you're right. Two of the best defenders in the world. Like they was first team all defense. Like, yeah.
They also world class athletes, and like you like. Don't get me wrong. Like Tony Kukoc is a great athlete. But like, if you put him on that tier, like if he's a world-class athlete, like Jordan Pippen was at that time, he wasn't on that level. So to have that on you all game, and then the other 9 guys on the team, other 10 guys on the team, they coming at you too, bruh. Like what you like? Nah. And what was Kukoc at the time?
19, 20 years old.
He was 19.
And he still and he still had the nerve to go to the Bulls. Like, do you want to go to the Bulls after that? You're like,
I mean, because after that second game,
I gotta go to practice.
After that second game, they kind of respected. So I'm pretty sure they talked to him, and he was like, "Well, yeah, I'm gonna come. I'll come over there, whatever." After that time.
That second game was kind of, he probably knew what to expect. Knew like, all right, cool. Like this ain't gonna be no exhibition. I gotta switch modes.
Yeah,
like,
saying that. Anthony trying to connect.
Come out with that mentality.
Anthony trying to connect.
It's like, what's up, boy? What's up, bro?
Hey man, I'm out here getting this money, man. Fuck this.
No much,
shit,
man.
What's up, man?
Yeah, y'all niggas stay in the house if y'all want to, man. Child support gotta get paid, man. They said Corona my ass. Shit. Child support. They want their motherfucking money on the first.
Yeah, tripping.
Oh man. Nah, we just about to, we about to get into the Jordan rule book, and some secrets being told about MJ, man. Like,
so you're not gonna get into the politics?
I mean,
you want to touch that?
I mean that.
I had some input on that.
Go ahead, because I mean that when you get into politics, man, that you can go on that about an hour, man. Like what you feel like people can, what they should do with they platforms and their voice. Now, go ahead. Touch on it.
And on my point on that, I mean, Mike did what Mike did. He really didn't have a view on it because he wasn't into politics. He's not gonna back somebody, based on being to help his his community or to help somebody that's the same race. Say that he would have helped him out and got in to get I guess what was the guy's name that got in the office? You remember his name, Greg?
You talking about the white guy? Yeah, I don't remember his name.
No, the black guy that he was supposed to.
It's like Harvey Grant or something like that. Gant, Harvey Gant or something.
Yeah, say like he backed him up and gave him money, and he get in the office, and all of a sudden he ends up like the mayor that was in DC with coke and and you know what I mean? Like Like say that happens. Just say that happens. Now everybody looking at Jordan at a different, at a different person now, So I'm like, you got to realize, Michael Jordan is a basketball player. That's what he always says. He's like, I'm here to play basketball. I'm not here to do anything else. If you look at me as a role model outside of basketball, I'm not the person for you, And that's when, I was talking to you and Joe about it. Like, you view that person as a basketball player. You're not supposed to look at that person as, a role model off of the court. If he does that, then if he's a role model off the court and he does all this community help and do all this other stuff, that's perfectly fine. But if he's a basketball player and it's something he does outside of the court, and you still view him as a role model, I don't think you should view him as a role model then. You view him as a role model on the basketball court, that's what he is. That's what I did with Michael Jordan. Whatever he did on the basketball court, that's what he was. Outside of what he did outside of the court, that's his own personal business.
Yeah. I mean, I understand that, but a lot of people, like, when you look at a figure like Mike, like he was at the top, right? He was African American at the top. Like everybody wanted to be like him and all that other stuff. They kind of was used to, like, think about it, like Bill Russell. You know, he was at the top.
That's what they wanted him to be. That's what I'm saying.
That's what they wanted. Because your voice could be heard more than our voice can. So if you're there
right,
and you're able to like speak for us or help someone get us in there, you know, to speak for us, that's all they wanted. Like they didn't want him to be up there and know politics and stuff like that. But I think they just wanted him to have a voice.
That wasn't.
But let me say this. You gotta remember though, politics is a personal choice. So like as Frank was saying, like, yo, like, all right, he didn't know the gentleman in question. So he didn't know Gant. So he's just like, you know what? I don't know him or enough about him or what he wants to do, but I'll donate to his campaign. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like he was just, hey, nah, I'm good. Like I don't even want to have nothing to do with him, Mom. Because like he was just like, look, I'll donate to his campaign, but unless I sit there and talk to him. But it's also it's middle of the season too, and like if you come away with anything from this documentary, the man was
one thing, basketball,
one thing only.
That was it.
Is basketball winning? Like it's the same thing. Like so to get him to try to change focus. And it has nothing to do with one of the two. Yeah, he wasn't interested, and like as though it might be, it's going to be looked at as bad by some people, and some people will understand it.
But that's and that's one thing I disagree with our race is that just because somebody is at a higher place, we're always trying to look for an outlet and try to ask for them to be a spokesperson and everything like that. If you don't know the ins and out of, you know, politics or being in a higher place, like there's more to just speaking out. We only have so much to say, you know. We have a certain ceiling that we can go above. Yeah. That's it, you know.
Okay. And E, y'all got anything y'all want to add to it?
You ain't touching it. You ain't touching it, huh?
Nah, man, because I
that's the thing. Yeah, that's why I really
we've been on here for over an hour and some change. If you want me to talk,
that's what I say. Well, we can go an hour strong just on that. But let's get into the next one. Let's the Jordan rules book. And Jordan being played out to be a bully. And not liked by his teammates, and secrets being told by Horace Grant allegedly. Like, what's your thoughts on that, Greg? Let's start off with you.
I mean, like I've seen a lot of discussion about it this week, and I kind of changed my position on it. At first, I was just like, "Dang, I couldn't believe Horace did that." But then I heard like Craig Hodges talk about it, and a few other former Bulls talk about it, and I was just like, you know what? That is like Jordan's point of view. So we don't know if it was just Horace Grant or Horace Grant at all. Like, you know what I mean?
Coaches.
It might be. It could have been other players or trainers, coaches, general managers. You don't know, like owners, like, you know what I mean? You don't know who is telling secrets about them. And somebody could have told it as a comment, thinking that they were telling him how dedicated Jordan was, and this guy's taking it and writing it in a different way. So the whole point of view of it is just, it's unfortunate, but it ain't the first or last time it'll ever happen. In life.
But what was they talking about bullying wise? Like, was it more of like
him, like him just going at other players and challenging them to be better?
Yeah, so I don't have a problem with that, and I think them saying bully, like, who doesn't want to be great? Like, I don't know, if you're an athlete, like, you don't want somebody to push you. You don't want somebody to like be on you. Like, I know when we played basketball and we, played on team, like, everybody always thought we was arguing, but it was the way we talked to each other. It wasn't no, oh, come on, let's do this. It was like yelling, like, you know what I mean? Like, we yelled at each other to pick each other up. Like, yo, get focused. Let's get ready to play. Make this play, make that play. Make that shot. So I don't, like, people nowadays say, oh, it's bully. Like, I don't want to be on a team where it's all fun and games and happy. That's just me. Because I guess that's the way I was brought up. It was always competitive. It was always, not a bully way, but it was more of like, you on the court to do one thing, which is to win.
It's like I used to tell you then, though. Like me and you, we can yell back and forth at each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just us being in the moment, being competitive. But like you yelling at somebody like Mike, like Big Mike, that he can't take it. So now he's shrinking. Yeah. So now like his game is just thrown off. Yeah. Like you just gotta, you gotta know your teammates and know the ones that, all right, I can come to him and be like, yo, E, rebound the fucking ball. Greg, rebound the fucking ball. Like, but I know like with somebody like maybe Dink, I wouldn't come to Dink like that. I'd be like, yo, Dink, like, come on, bro, let's go. You know what I mean? Like, it's time to turn it on.
No,
I'm just saying out of the, like Joe, we didn't yell at Joe. Like Joe's not that type that we gonna yell. Like we're just like, yo, Joe, come on, let's play. But like me and you will be yelling like, yo, what the fuck you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like you gonna play today?
Yeah, I know I yelled at everybody. I don't care. Yeah, I didn't care who. I didn't care who was such and such. You gotta take it.
That's why Will didn't pass your ass the ball because you was yelling at him.
Well, Greg was like, who is this guy?
he was like, only person you see is Frank and Rock. Like,
he was like, who is this guy? But I mean, like, I think if when players sit there and complain, that whole bully thing, like that really kind of like turned me on. If I'm like, this is why you play sports. I don't know no other way to play sports. I actually don't know how to. I don't know no other way to do that. Me being me, like that's the only way I know how to play.
You want to chime in there?
It just goes back to what I said at the beginning. His arrogance came into play. He bullied people in the locker room.
Oh my God, bully! But the crazy thing was, hold on. The crazy thing was though. The crazy thing that out of that whole thing was, remember that segment when they was showing like the ticket sales was getting out of hand.
Oh, he was giving out tickets.
Why did Mike have right? And fucking yeah,
he had his own ticket.
Randy Brown was like, can I get a ticket? Like, what I gotta do?
What did he say?
I was like, yo, that's crazy.
Well, what did he say?
He was like, tell him God gave it to him.
That's right.
Yo, that's crazy.
Right. That's
right. Like I've never seen that. Like that's crazy. That's crazy.
What's crazy is they gave all the extra tickets to Mike. Mike would divvy them out.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
That's not bullying. That he great. Well, you great like that. Like
so, what I'm saying is, it goes back. This all comes together in a big circle. You can be great, and you can bully at the same time because you demand perfection.
That's not bullying. That's not bullying.
In today's times, Frank, that is bullying, Frank. Yes. Right.
In today's time.
Hold on. Let me get this PSA out. Hold on. On the Men in Honor podcast, we do not condone bullying on this.
So my point is just this: like we, as meaning us in our basketball group, we knew what we could do because we knew we could handle each other and we can take each other's arguments and gripes and shit. In that locker room, they could not deal with certain things because they thought that Michael Jordan, being the person that he was and the figure that he was,
well, they wouldn't have got 6 chips.
He was talking down on them. So
he wasn't talking down on them. He was trying to pick them up.
Let him finish.
This is coming from somebody that loves Michael Jordan and loves Kobe Bryant. So
right. You want to win championships? This is what happens. You want to win championships? This is what happens.
Again, I'm not.
What you're hearing from right now is
no. What was funny to me? What was funny to me was
worried about bullying.
What was funny? What was funny to me was during the week when they were saying like Horace Grant said they was on the plane one time after he played bad, and Mike told the stewardess not to give him no food. So this boy couldn't eat after the game, man. Like, I'm a grown ass man, bro, and you gonna tell somebody I can't eat?
You ain't eating.
Yo, I'm putting hands on you, dog. Like, I don't like, yo, like this is.
You gonna put hands on me? I ain't gonna put hands on the stereo on the person that didn't give you the food.
Like, yo, I'll put my hands on Mike. Like, no, bro, like, because obviously she listened to him. Like, he or she listened to him. Like, nah, no.
So you gotta take. Well, you gotta take your beat with her.
She gonna give me my food. She gonna give me my food. She gonna give me my food after I finish putting them hands on you. Like, I'm gonna get my food.
Yeah, no, you ain't getting no food. If I say you ain't getting no food, you ain't getting no food.
Come on, man. No, it's gonna take. It would take God Himself to come down and stop me from putting hands on you. I swear. All right.
And the funny thing, the funny thing is, Mike probably wasn't serious. He was just like, let me see.
He didn't eat, bro. Really, he didn't eat.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying, like, that's like me, like we going out. And if I know, like, the waiter, I'm like, yo, they ain't eating, and he really take me seriously. I don't think Mike really thought that person was gonna take him seriously.
I swear, I'm putting hands on you.
Nah, Frank. There's no way you would sit there.
You think he took it seriously, though?
Boris wanted to put hands on this motherfucker.
No, I think he did. Like, for real, Frank, if somebody
I'll be upset that the person that's taking order from him.
You gonna be mad at the person that told him?
Why?
Because that's stupid.
Frank.
Why? But why? Why would I be mad at Mike for saying he didn't eat? I would be mad at the person. Like, yo, why are you listening to him? Like, he has no pull over you.
This is Michael Jordan. Food. Talking like this is Mike.
Right.
I'm about to say, Mike is the everything on this team. You gonna listen to Mike before you even listen to the damn pilot of the plane. If Mike told him we gonna sit here for 10 minutes, we gonna sit. Yeah.
But you gotta remember that's probably a
cheap charter. Yeah, I mean, I'll be mad at more.
That's because you don't want nobody to put hands on Mike. I'm putting hands on Mike that day. I swear I'll put hands on him.
Giving up the biggest tip.
Hey, you're the biggest tip, yeah. I mean, we would have been fighting. I'll be fighting somebody.
It would have been Mike. It would have been the one that started.
We'll fight somebody.
All right,
fight somebody. Now, if he would have been like, he ain't eating, he would have grabbed my damn plate, then that's a whole issue. Yeah, we definitely fighting then.
He grabbed your plate and dumped the shit on the floor.
Right? Yeah, we fighting then. We fighting then. We fighting then.
All right, we to the topic that we I'm pretty sure you don't really want to talk about, so we'll let you go first. The Knicks and the Bulls rivalry, especially in that 93 Eastern Conference when y'all was up 2-0. And then
he came in on the wrong episode. Like, his first appearance is the Knicks.
And then Mike got pissed off, and we all know what happened after that.
So life has been a Knicks.
Go, Eddie. We'll let you take away from there. You all set.
What can I say?
You guys think y'all really gonna win? Y'all think y'all had it?
I watched that series. So, did I think we were going to win that series? I thought for a moment, yeah, I thought we were going to win. But
quick question. I got a question. When you guys went up 2-0, you break out the UN sneakers and like
honestly, I didn't have the
strut all around town.
Yeah,
But did you just
I didn't even have my New Year
proudly for those 2 days that
he just had his New York Knicks hat and he was walking around talking shit.
All right.
Okay. Unfortunately, no. I was watching that series and I it's when you, like I told you, he when it's time to turn it on, you turn it on. So when we gotta play, we gotta win, you gotta win, and you gotta take.
Yeah, win another game after that.
You still sound hurt about that, bro. Like you still sound.
I'm not hurt. I'm not hurt.
He sound hurt about the whole
Is that
situation, bro.
it's
No,
over.
he can't be more hurt than Patrick Ewing missing that layup against Indiana.
Yeah, nah.
That's the one that hurt.
Okay, good.
That's the most.
He could be mad at the boy Smith. What was his name? Smith, right? That missed all them layups at the end.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, they didn't block every one of them. He rushed a couple. He rushed a couple.
He got blocked. Yes, he did, man.
Yeah, he got hit a couple times.
Yeah. Go ahead, Frank. You wanna jump in on that one?
I mean, it's MJ. Like, you're down 2-0. You know he was gonna come back. Like, I mean, I didn't really think he was gonna lose. I just thought, like, all right, he was going on that
three-peat, and then he was dealing with the book. Yeah. People talking to him.
Yeah. So what I mean. So he's just like, all right, another challenge.
Yeah.
Let me rest 2 games, and I'll turn on and win 4.
Yeah,
straight.
I mean, and then also during those 2 games, it was talk about him. Remember they say that he went to Atlantic City the night of the game. He looked tired the next night. Like he was just...
everybody, get away from their sport a different way. Some people like to be quiet. Mike gotta gamble and get his thoughts out that way. There's nothing wrong with him doing that.
With his pop.
I don't see nothing wrong with it either. Yeah, Greg.
Everybody bet differently.
I mean, look, it's the Knicks. What do you expect? Like, seriously.
John Starks that can't function after
it's like a couple things that come to mind. Like, the old Peanuts cartoon where Lucy would hold she would hold the football. He come down to go kick it. So like that's like the next season every year. Like, yo, we're gonna win this year. Pull the football and the fans go flying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, it I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. I'm just telling it like it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why he's so depressed right now. It's because he's had to watch this over and over.
Yeah.
And
Greg sent me whatchamacallit the other day. What was that? You sent me a thing on Facebook that you sent me the other day, and it showed all of the Knicks highs and lows and the runs and bad management and all this, and it was right on. Like, it was right on. We just had, but when we got to the era of the Jordan, he was just the dagger, and that's just the way it is.
You think? Hold on, let me ask you this: you think you guys would want to chip?
But Frank, they had the next year. Remember they beat when Jordan retired in '94 or night after '93. They got to the final.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but they got there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
don't leave that out.
You know what I'm saying? That was the Houston.
They took an L.
Yeah.
In the worst finals ever. Like, you got to remember, that finals was the worst finals ever. And after that, I think it was like a year or two later, they got rid of hand check.
I thought that was after the Spurs Knicks finals. Remember, those was low scoring games too. Those Jones was like 80.
Because they figured nobody could score. They're like, hold on, everybody can score hand checking?
Yeah.
How Mike made this look so easy?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we already, we talked about the gambling, and that was after that Spurs Knicks joint.
It was like 3 years later that they got rid of it.
That was that year the strike shortened season.
Yeah.
Wow, fellas, that was an amazing episode. I hope that all you, stay and remain safe during this quarantine, you and your families. I also would like to thank everyone for listening to another great episode of the Men of Honor podcast. Please go subscribe to our YouTube page at MOH Podcast to catch all of the episodes. And don't forget to hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and share. Also, follow us on Spotify at m.o.h, Men of Honor Podcast. The link is in the description below. And like all of the episodes, this episode is brought to you by Fezek Athletics, where you can get all of your fitness gear and daily supplements today. Go check out their website at www.fezekeathletics.com to get 15% off that first order. Once again, I would like to thank all of the fellas for their input and conversation today. Frank at Fezek Frank, Erik Castano at Erik.Castano, Joe at Joseph Baranski, Greg at Gregory McCray Jr. on Facebook, Erik Witt at Swiss_Burgundy, Ant at Silverware90, and of course myself, Javon, aka Rock, at Forever King Henry 33. Follow all of us as well as the Men of Honor podcast at m.o.h.podcast on Instagram. Again, we'd like to thank you all for listening, and we hope all of you stay safe and blessed. Until next time.